Hello everybody, this is Gregory with how I lost over 100 pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitation in your weight loss and weight maintenance. So you see I'm recording outside of my gym, which has a lot of tennis courts and now pickleball courts. Today we're going to talk about like some biohacks, things to do when you are doing transatlantic flights or flying. Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. You can tell I have a very high review rating. Also check out my website, which has hundreds of articles and recipes that might help you. Check out my 2 books on Amazon. Check out my movie podcast, The Cinema Rag. And if you appreciate my content, there is a link for PayPal. And the movie podcast you'd have to find on Apple and Spotify. So we have an episode on like how to get through Thanksgiving Day, how to get through holidays. I thought it'd be good to do one on travel because a lot of you guys do travel quite a bit, and there's a lot of pitfalls when it comes to travel. I did mention these tangentially on those videos that I recorded when I went to Europe. But look, here's some do's and don'ts if you got to get on a plane, especially if it's a plane that's several long-hour flight. I mean, if you're just flying an hour, it's not really going to throw off your meals and all these things like that. But if it's several hours and or transatlantic, trans-Pacific flight, these are some things that you can do. Number one, I would tell you, is fast as long as you can. The idea that we have to eat all the time, 6 meals a day, even 3 meals a day, it just has led to obesity. So when you're flying and you're like, oh, I need to eat before I get on the plane because I'm going to be on the plane for 7 hours, and that's going to be during breakfast. And so I need to eat before I get on the plane because I can't skip breakfast. No, of course you can skip breakfast. We've been skipping breakfast for thousands of years. The idea of breakfast only was a modern invention of the last 150 years from cereal makers. So look, you don't need to have breakfast. So you can just skip one of those meals. But if you don't want to skip something, here are some things you can do. A, don't buy anything at the airport. I mean, this is pretty obvious. The airport food is crazy expensive. They mark everything up. And not to mention, it's mostly going to be fast food. But don't buy food at the airport. Number 2, don't buy food on the plane. I remember even when I was younger, like taking flights in the 80s, the food was much better. But nowadays, nothing is free aside from maybe the peanuts that they may give you. But I would not buy food. They'll offer you sandwiches and stuff for like $10. Again, everything is marked up and it's airplane food. Number 3, avoid the airplane food. If you are flying a long flight where they're actually feeding you and it's for free, even though it's not really for free because they mark up the price of the ticket. Let's say you're going to Europe or going to South America, going to Asia. More often than not, I would tell you to skip that food because that food is very high in fat and very, very high in salt. Yes, there's places like Alaska Airlines is rolling out this very kind of healthy but modern cuisine. But as a whole, if you're flying the typical American, Delta, United, these things, you're just getting a lot of garbage. It's a lot of sodium. And you got to remember, too, that you're on a plane, so you're going to be dehydrated and you're going to be sedentary for several hours. So I would avoid that food completely because it's just crap. It could be tasty, but it's just crap. So what would I do? Okay, so I would prepare. You're going on a flight, so A, don't get food at the airport. Bring food. What would I bring? I would bring food that is high in fat, healthy fats, and satiating. So sure, you can go to the gift shop at the airport and get a bag of M&Ms for like $7. You could do that. I wouldn't do that. What would I bring? I would bring dark chocolate. I would bring nuts. I would bring, if you like those like fruity granola bars, but like LAR bars, those bars that just have like 6 ingredients and it doesn't have any preservatives or anything like that, those are fine. I would tend to take foods that A, you like, so that's important, and B, that fill you up but are also healthy. You want to stay away from all the junk food, all the high sodium, high fat, high sugar stuff, because again, it's not beneficial. And some people are like, and it's the same thing for like movie theater people. They're like, I'm going to go watch a movie, therefore I'm going to get a gigantic tub of popcorn and 2 boxes of M&Ms and soda. I'm like, what? Just because you're watching a movie, you don't have to do that. It's the same on the airplane. Like, just because you're going on an airplane doesn't mean you have to get 3 bags of M&M peanut butter, which is my favorite, M&M peanut butter. Yeah, you can still eat well, because you got to think, again, weight loss, weight maintenance is 1,000 little steps every day. So bring food. kind of like when I go to movie theaters, I'll smuggle in nuts and dark chocolate, whatever, into the theater. But prepare. The airplane companies allow you to bring in stuff. You can bring in stuff, certainly. And don't bring in fast food. Don't bring in high crap. Prep. If you want to meal prep, you could do that. You know, you can make your sandwich ahead of time. You can make your food ahead of time and bring that. Just make good, healthy choices. And especially the big thing is don't fall into the slippery slope of, oh, I'm flying, therefore I need to eat all this crap. I need to drink a bunch of liquor. We don't even have to mention the liquor part, but don't avoid liquor at all times. But I need to drink all this liquor, Because remember, especially if it's a long flight or a jet lag flight or anything, that you're just going to feel even worse because you've been cramped up in a steel tube at 30,000 feet up in the air. You're dehydrated, you haven't exercised, and then you're making it worse by eating a bunch of crap and getting boozed up. No. Be smart, be prudent. Guys, post in the comments. Let me know what you like to take on an airplane. Hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.